Hey Saggies, I'm Island Turtle. Welcome to BOMISpirit. This is the monthly general tarot reading for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. There will be a part 2 over on Patreon. Almost said Venmo. Patreon. Also, you can catch it on Vimeo as well. Um, I was even debating if I wanted to make this the reading for Sagittarius, but first of all, it's late over here. I couldn't sleep, and Clyde's acting up. Clyde, there's weird shit going on right now. Okay. So I was trying to sleep, couldn't sleep. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do a reading. And so I was getting ready to get into Sag energy. I had some crazy downloads come through, and I was like, is this even for Sag? I feel like it is. I might just post this not for Sag. So the intro, don't worry about the intro. Maybe I'll put that as a little note with a little asterisk in the title. Don't worry about the intro or the title or whatever. Anyway, yeah, I think I'm just gonna read this as just like a message that needs to go out to the collective. Because I feel like this is for somebody. Um, I don't know if any of you guys have ever experienced this before, like like a psychic ripple effect. I know it sounds so ominous. But Sag or collective, see, like, us, there must be connected to Sagittarius in some way, whether it's like part of your natal chart or someone that you're dealing with. Because right now we don't have anything in Sagittarius. We do have Pluto in Capricorn, the last degree of Capricorn, which in Vedic, no, even in Vedic, I don't even think it would be in Sagittarius anymore. It would still be in Capricorn, even if it was in Vedic, because it's like so far at the end of Capricorn. Um, Yeah, it's something. It's. I feel like Sagittarius is connected to this in some way, shape, or form. But anyway, it doesn't have to be. But it's just because I was trying to get into your energy, and then this came through, and now I'm like, oh, this feels bigger than that. But anyway, I digress. Um, First of all, it feels like this really, really deep, like well of emotion. Like, if you guys ever experience like going so deep that like I don't know how to explain it. Like it's hard for you to like hold conversations. It's hard for you to even do anything. It's kind of like being in deep Pisces, like very deep Piscean energy is kind of what it feels like. And like within this, I feel like someone is having this like very kind of like psychic experience of a major tower or some sort of major shift or ending, and it's like it feels like a fracture. I'm not saying anything about you. God, I hope this message isn't getting lost in translation. It's not like anything about you is getting fractured unless like maybe you're waking up and getting cracked open, right? That could totally be what's happening here. For some of you, it's almost like something is happening in the external and you're feeling it. You're like psychically feeling the ripple effect through the collective. Or maybe, and this could even be just between you and one person, like maybe someone you know or someone you're close to is going through something and you can like feel the ripple effect of something bad happening. um it's strange. It's really strange. It's like they're showing me like High Priestess Tower, Ten of Swords, like literally psychically feeling something happening in within or without. But I keep getting like this two, like a split. Like they're actually showing it to me as like the Two of Swords. Just like really strange. Again, strange. Um, yeah, this is about some sort of fracturing or some sort of splitting or being cracked open. And I just feel like there's such a deep well of feeling that's like coming with it. Um, I keep wanting to call you Sag. So it's like, I don't know what I'm going to label this, but please, if this is for you, then you'll know it's for you. I also chose green because I felt called to it. That's been coming up a lot in the collective recently. I also have this like Queen of Wands feeling, but like it's not even being in fire. It's like being in such a deep, deep place within the self. Like you're not really into your fire. You're like kind of feels again this like deep void of Pisces is how it's really feeling. But like the wand, they're really emphasizing the wand. It's like you're holding your wand and it's like stuck. Like you can't act. It's all yeah, again, it's almost like being paralyzed because you're in such like a deep place within, psychically experiencing this tower, this like Ten of Swords, this fracturing. It's like a really weird message. Like I don't really know how to deliver this. It's just how it's coming through. It's just how it's coming through. I do think a lot of you, this can either fall into the category of like an awakening of sorts within. Um, Others of you, you could actually be just so psychically connected to somebody, and it's like they could be going through an awakening or some sort of tragic, awful event where something is crashing, ending, splitting, fracturing, breaking, cracking. All these like verbiages, like it's just so like it's like thunder almost. And you're just feeling the ripple effect of that. You're like, oh, I don't know what this is, but this is weird and this is kind of awful. It's gonna be very interesting to get into this. Um, yeah. Feeling a lot going on with the sacral too. A lot going on with the sacral. Feels like the sacral's been cleaned out recently, is almost how I want to say that. They're showing me the Knight of Wands. See, it's like a lot of Knight of Wands, Queen of Wands, like fire referencing, right? Um, like, yeah, like the sacral's been cleaned out, balanced, reactivated. There's been work going on around the sacral area for whoever this is for, which has been very good. It's like it's been needed. It's really, really been needed. You may even feel like you might have like little bursts of energy here and there, like randomly. You might feel like you need to dance, almost like you gotta like so your sacral's like all cleaned out and balanced, and it's like I want to like do stuff, right? Some of you are actually learning to understand the power of dance. Um, why we really dance. Oh, there's a lot going on there. Why we really dance. But I keep getting pulled back to this like High Priestess Tower Ten of Swords. High Priestess Tower Ten of Swords. High Priestess Tower Ten of Swords. I keep getting pulled back there. I feel like going into deep meditation would be really helpful if you're experiencing this. You may even like unknowingly start distracting yourself because I don't have the words. We don't have the right words to explain this in the English vocabulary. Um, it's a very deep, overpowering energy where I feel like it actually does require like complete silence, complete stillness, complete focus to maybe even integrate like whatever's happening here with this like High Priestess Tower Ten of Swords. Um, they're emphasizing the wand again. There's a restlessness I'm feeling with that too. I think that's also why this distraction energy is coming up. As a Queen of Wands, whether you're male or female doesn't matter, right? It's like you want to act, 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 you want to take action, you want to do, but it's stuck. Your ability to do that is like it's like it can't move because of whatever this Tower, Ten of Swords, High Priestess energy is. This is a weird reading. I might not even post this. Let's just pull cards. Let's pull cards and see what's going on. I'm actually tempted to pull from my Galactic Heritage deck. Yeah, this is, I don't think this is just for Sag. Which is really weird. I want to pull from this deck. It should be linked below. Oh, here come the activations. Activation warning. Activation warning. Any messages or insights regarding this energy? Emptiness. That is exactly how I would describe this. Orion Light feature timeline 108 breaking down to a 9. That's exactly how I would describe this feeling. It's like be perfectly still, be perfectly quiet, be perfectly focused. It's like, and being so, so like deep within the self. It's like being in the void, being in this place of like being in like almost like your own little inner universe of you, right? That is very, very, very deep Piscean energy. But it does correspond to, how would I describe this? Um, when they're referring to emptiness, it's about like not having attachments, not thinking, not being caught up in things, right? It's literally just being. It's being such an empty vessel of vastness, right? That you are actually connected to the interconnectedness of everything, which is like everything and nothing at the same time, right? Empty vessel. That's what that card is referring to. And that is what I feel like you guys are experiencing, whoever this is for. There's something to be found in the void. There's something to be found in this void-like space. Okay. Ultimate evolution. Zeta Reticuli 100. Breaking down to a 1. Future timeline. Yeah, I was going to say, it's like, I keep getting this like struggle to like communicate, even move. It's like, it's such a paralyzing feeling, and it's not a bad thing. I feel like I'm painting this to be a really bad experience. I'm not. It's just very different. It's very different. It's very different. The difficulty with interacting with your external reality, it's like I feel like you're not supposed to right now. Some of you guys are doing some crazy timeline work and you're not even aware. Like anytime you're moving, you allow yourself, thank you, they're saying allow. If you allow yourself to be in this place of emptiness, to be in this place of perfectly still, perfectly quiet, perfectly focused, like, and just feeling that, how do I want to say this? Yeah, it's like, see, I'm even struggling to get any words out. If you move into this space, you're going to start to really become aware of the kind of work you're actually doing without even being conscious that you're doing it. I don't know who I'm talking to. It's like you're here, but you're not here. Your body's here, but you're not here. You're in the vastness of everything. You're Lucy. For anybody who's ever seen the movie Lucy. I don't know if I'm posting this. Maybe I'll post this on Patreon. I don't know how else to describe it. Yeah, you're here, but you're not here. You exist, but you don't exist. You're in the void. You're experiencing emptiness. You're experiencing what it is to be an empty, connected vessel. But I keep getting that you're perceiving like a crack, like you're perceiving an event, you're perceiving a tower. I think it's outside. I mean, there's the grand paradox, right? It's all within and it's all without, right? But whether it is happening to somebody close to you or it is a collective tower that you are picking up on, the shift that is coming, right? Okay, all three of these are present timelines. Sharing cultural ideals. I can't speak all of a sudden with the Pleiades, 66. Oh, journeying. I just got the word journeying. Journeying would really benefit you right now because you don't even realize it, but you are journeying. You are journeying. I don't have I'm so struggling for the words here. You're existing everywhere and nowhere at once. Like, that's literally how this is coming across. It's kind of trippy. Anyway, sharing cultural ideals. Alone time. Vega, present timeline. 25, breaking down to a 7. And 55, 66 and 55. Just saying, master numbers. Orion, present timeline. Fusion and magic. Wow, there's a lot going on with this card. I just instantly was like, as above, so below. With everything all existing in between. Was like literally how that came to my brain. There is this isolation that I'm picking up, like in the physical. It's interesting. Yeah, it's like I feel like this is describing more of like this bigger picture, higher dimensional like experience that's going on, and this is a much more like in like the physical reality of what's going on with you. Like there's brewing going on. You're brewing energy, circulating energy within, without. Yeah, it's like you're doing so much. You're going through a lot. You don't even realize it. Like I just keep getting pulled back to that. You're going through a lot. You don't even realize it. And I keep feeling this like distraction, 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 engaging in distractions, because it's a very strange feeling to be experiencing. But I do wonder what would happen if you just gave yourself literally like the stillness and the quiet and just surrendered to it. What would come to you? I feel like thank you. Thank you. A massive download is trying to come in. A big, big fat download is trying to come in for you. But it can't come in yet. It can't come in yet. There's like, this is so crazy. The work that's going on here, it's purely energetic. It's purely energetic work that's going on for you. And it's like you're getting primed, or you're doing priming or preparation to understand and be able to actually receive this download that's coming in. Huh. You might literally need to be like fully alone for a little while to let this come through fully. The sensitivity too is kind of insane. I'm getting tingles all over my body as I said that. I just keep getting it so Piscean. See, and I keep getting sucked back into the energy where it's like, I'm not supposed to be talking. Quiet time. This Piscean sensitivity, be so mindful for whoever this is for, who you surround yourself with, what you eat, what music you're listening to, what you're watching. Yeah. I feel like you're extra spongy right now. Yeah, energy field is expanding. Energy field is definitely expanding. This is also why it's like you don't realize you're doing so much work, and like while you're like not consciously aware that you're doing work. When our energy fields expands, like when they expand, when they get bigger, when they get stronger, more active, you can do a lot more. Right? You can do a lot more with a lot less. And that's definitely happening. It's an interesting shift to be experiencing. Wherever you are, as far as like your own journey is concerned, because I do feel like this is happening to many people. It's happening to the collective. So if your energy field is already big and sensitive and crazy and active, it's just, whoa, it's going to the next level. Because it's like we're basically speaking on transcendence, right? Leaving home. Oh, my neck just cracked as I did that. Esasani, parallel timeline, 104 breaking down to a 5. I got 3 5s here. It does feel like that, right? It's such an empty feeling. It's such a like being everywhere and nowhere at the same time. It is a transcendence, and it is a transition from one experience to the next. Experiencing your energy or experiencing your reality in one way versus like the next way. Again, don't be shocked as you start to feel even more separate physically from people. Or there's like a difficulty with communicating. It's just gonna, oh man. So excited to have a sip of water. No water in there. Coming back, sorry. How do I want to say it? It's almost like I'm trying to equate it to something. Like if you were going to take a trip, if you're going to go from location A to location B, reality A to reality B, this is a huge jump. You're in your location with the people around you, and then you get on a plane and you go. You get on a plane, you're in this little like tin container or whatever is made, it's not made of tin, obviously. This like metal container, like flying through the sky, time traveling in your own little vortex, which is like the most amazing things about airplanes. But anyway, and then all of a sudden you're in a completely different place on the planet. Completely different people, completely different time zone, right? Just think of it like that. You're about to travel. You're about to jump. That's what this is. You're jumping. And we're all jumping. We're all jumping. Oh, I just got chills saying that. We're all jumping. I don't think I could put this on YouTube. We're all about to jump. So what do I mean by that? So I've been talking for quite a bit about how important March and April were going to be. I started talking about this back in September. How there's going to be fast moving energy. It's going to be very dynamic. And then as we got closer and closer, it was like, okay, there's this gateway that actually was set up in October. I was actually doing a lot of work around setting up, assisting to set up this like gateway situation. Anyway, not important. People were starting to make their way into the gateway. And then, we're approaching this time where time to jump through. We're all about to jump. And it's going to be interesting to see how things land. It's a crazy reading. Okay. On the bottom, interesting secrecy, Sirius, a past timeline, 44, and another 4 underneath that. And it's funny, these are all past timelines now. 40 breaking down to a 4 with stubbornness, Pleiades, past, and another 4, Pleiades, past, guilt, 41. This is so crazy, the way these cards are laid out. Because what are the first 2 cards we have? We have future timelines. Literally, future timelines. And then in the middle, present timelines, where it's like describing a little bit more of what we're experiencing physically. And then we get a parallel timeline to really speak on this whole experience and the overall energy, all past timelines. We're jumping. We're about to jump. It's kind of exciting, actually. We've all been going through a lot of karmic clearing. A lot of you guys have already been aware of that. A lot of you guys have been experiencing it. Your bodies have been purging. Your emotions have been purging. Relationships getting cut out of your life. Changes happening left and right. The 4s are so trippy. Feels like a clean slate. It's not a normal clean slate. It's not a normal new cycle. Oh my God. Calling our parts home. Leaving home, calling our parts home. Sirius, a future timeline. I'm sorry, I'm just tripping out a little bit. That energy of home. Some of you guys have been struggling with homesickness. A lot of people in the community, especially when you wake up, homesickness really sinks in. A lot of you experience it most of your life anyway, not really understanding that it's homesickness, but it's homesickness. But this is literally integrating home. Excuse me, throat chakra speaking truth. Integrating home because we are jumping through to home. Energetically, spiritually, whatever word you want to use for it. How this will look in the physical reality, I think it's going to look like massive change. I think that's how it's going to look. I think it's going to look like, it might even look like chaos for some people. I think that's going to be a matter of perception. But I think for those of you guys who are actually jumping, who are in the gateway and jumping together as a clan, as a family, as a tribe, hello tribe, it can look like chaos. It can look like unprecedented changes in your life, just crazy out of the blue. I think most likely that's how it's gonna look. Oh, I just felt a rush of heat go all the way up through my crown. Can I put this on the internet? I'm like really debating with myself. I don't know. Interesting. Very interesting. Kind of tempted to use Big Bertha. It might get repetitive. So yeah, suddenly like my face and my neck and my head just like it's like on fire. Oof. Yeah, let's do Big Bertha. Let's see what Big Bertha has to say. Let's see if there's any new information here. Hold on a second. Oh, just trust. Ooh. The Lord card. It's very similar to the Emperor in Tarot. Take charge with authority. Because it's like, yeah, because I just had this feeling of just trust, put one foot in front of the other, showing me the Two of Pentacles. Just trust, put one foot in front of the other, put one foot in front of the other, one foot in front of the other. Yeah, something about this feels chaotic. It feels very much just kind of like launching into space and be like not knowing what the hell is going to happen. It's launching into the unknown. But one foot in front of the other, one foot in front of the other. It's going to work out if you just trust and you have faith and you just put one foot in front of the other. They just keep reiterating that. And Lord does that. Lord makes action. Lord goes for it, right? I don't like that word. Sorry. That word. Lord. I don't know. Something that really bothers me. Let's keep going. You're gonna feel moments of of detaching, disconnecting, oh wow, okay. As we jump, it's like it's this we're prepping to jump. That's what's happening. It's like this is a preparation for jumping, and as we were getting ready for that, there's like disconnect, 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 so you can actually jump, right? It's going to be via relationships, locations, jobs, family. And again, that can be seen as towers. You're going to feel these things happen energetically before they actually happen in your physical reality. They might even happen, and then it's like you wake up and it's like things are a little different, and you're like, what the hell? What's going on with it? What's happening? That's happened to me a couple times throughout this journey the last few years, where it's like, anyway, I don't need to get into it. That could be a whole thing in and of itself. But just don't be surprised if like that's like, I think that's what this like High Priestess Tower Ten of Swords is, like feeling the cords detaching, right? Feeling your tethers to people, feeling your tethers to moments through time detaching, so you can jump, so you can transcend. Fire Guardian, ignite your passion. There's that fire energy, that like Queen of Wands, Ace of Wands, because they really emphasizing the wand energy. There's another wand. Oh yeah, Knight of Wands. Oh, excuse me. Knight of Wands energy coming through here. Lord and Fire Guardian. God, you really want to use that wand. There's going to be a right time too as well. It's like, because some of you, it's like you actually want to put a lot of plans into place is also what I'm feeling. You might need to wait for more downloads and information to come through as well. Because I keep getting like, wait for the download, wait for the information, wait for the instructions. This is like for a very, very small group of people, this reading. Oh my God, my freaking head. Ooh. Literally on fire. Yeah, for those big plans, sorry, I'm just in this really, I'm in the emptiness energy. these plans and these big moves, these more long-term moves, you'll be able to over time make those things happen in the right timing, and you'll know that right timing. So as I have patience with that, but definitely use that fire and put one foot in front of the other as we are jumping. Okay. Druid, hold the space. Hold the space. And that was over leaving home. Hold the space. That's definitely referring to the gateway. Most definitely referring to the gateway. That quiet, empty energy that I keep referring to, right? It's like I was saying, it's like you're doing so much work, you don't even realize how much work that you're doing. Because you're doing what you got to do to help hold the space for this transition, to help hold the space for this jump, for this transcendence that the collective is experiencing. Some of you may be sleeping all the time or not sleeping at all. It's like it's a lot of work that's going on in the background. Okay, they're clearly stuck together. Wait. That's weird. Okay, I think I did the weekly. I did some reading. It might have been the weekly or another reading. No, I think I did a collective live, and I used these. And here they are again. Autumn and Water Guardian. Release the old and rest. Connect with your emotions. Getting more in tune with this like deep well, right, that we're talking about. Literally, it's like part of the primordial waters that I was referring to, I think even in that reading, but also the cleaning and clearing that's happening along with that as well. For those of you guys who've already been through this and you're more in this like druid holding space energy, this emptiness, this stillness, this like, I just need to be perfectly still, like, like that energy, where you feel like you're really not here, like you're here but you're not here. You exist everywhere and nowhere at once. Those of you, you're holding space while other people are doing this clearing. Okay. Let's see if anything else wants to come out. The Void. Literally, the Void came out and it landed on the Druid. It's exactly what I've been saying. Stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. It's funny. Yeah, I feel like this is relating to the live that I did. I forget how many days ago. Wasn't that like a month ago? Sure, it was only a couple days ago. Maybe it was more than a couple days ago. We had 3 seasons come out: autumn, winter, and spring. And that's an order, right? Autumn, winter, spring. Autumn. And then for those of you guys, once you're done with this, you'll move into winter. And then you'll move into spring. Spring. Jump. The jump. Yeah, so some of us are already some of us have been here in winter while we're waiting for others to catch up, to come out of that autumn energy, that clearing, that reconnection, to come into winter with us, to be in this place of the void, basically. And once we're ready, we'll jump together in spring energy. And again, when I say jump, I mean transcend. Going through the gateway, jumping through the gateway. They really are emphasizing it's a jump. It's not just walking through the portal. It's a jumping through the gateway. Jumping through the gateway to transcendence. Woo. It's been coming out a lot too. Eagle, the eye, see from a higher perspective. I mean, this is that intuitive, higher dimensional versions, aspects of ourselves, right? It is that high priest, high priestess energy. Oh my God, so hot. I literally feel like there's a volcano like going through the top of my head right now. It's just very, very distracting. It's very distracting. So yeah, don't get caught up. It's like, God, there's such a focus that needs to be happening here. Like when you guys move into this energy, if you're not already here, whoever's here, and if you're moving into this, just be aware that this requires focus. That's also what I'm getting with this. Like, to stay focused in the present, stay focused on this winter holding space, void energy, things will become clear. Things will become very clear. People around you, again, it's like they may not be where you are, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But everybody needs to go through their own process in their own way. Okay. And especially like moving into winter too, it's like it really has this feeling of distance, of like creating, of like energy fields growing and expanding while we're in this winter. Well, wait, for whoever moves into the winter phase, this like growing and expanding of your energy field, so you can hold space better for yourself and for this whole process, for this jump that we're about to do. And that literally requires physical space too. So again, if you start to feel like you can't be talking to people or whatever, or you attempt to and it's weird, or it's filled with like, that's the other thing too, this growing sensitivity that's happening when you're holding space. If you start interacting with people who are in their autumn phase, they might get really triggered, or you just might absorb their shit like really easily. So it's like space is not a bad thing. Really just recognize that. Recognize that. On the bottom, you're not alone. It's funny because that's exactly how I was kind of feeling it, right? It's like separate but together. Isolation, physical connection, and community. I mean, I feel like I don't need to even explain this card, right? It's like being together but being separate, right? As we individually need to go through this like autumn winter phase to all collectively meet at the spring phase to jump and transcend, right? Your ego might be doing a lot of talking. I'm also getting that too. Stay focused. Stay focused, stay focused, stay focused. I feel like the ego is almost like trying to play a trick of like, how do I want to say this? You should be doing this, you should be doing that. People are thinking this, people are thinking that. It's like a little bit of paranoia. You know, Mars is still square Neptune right now. And that energy can create that kind of feeling, like a insecurity of sorts, if you will. But I feel like whoever's in this winter phase, or if you're entering this winter phase, if you maintain your focus, you're gonna observe it and recognize it, seeing it from a higher perspective. But like, don't fall prey to it. Don't fall prey to it, because your soul knows better. Your soul knows better. Underneath this, Star Ancestor. Follow the voice of your soul. This speaks of starseed connections. We have the Great Pyramids there. Giving me Lionsgate vibes, Sirius vibes. I'm feeling Andromeda. But this is about the connection of all things, right? Being everywhere and nowhere at once. So I'm not surprised that this came out. I feel like this message has had to come out to just provide understanding for some of you of what is going on right now and where you may be at in this process. This is definitely this is for people who are in winter phase. I feel like this is really more for people in winter phase needing to recognize that some people are not in winter phase right now. Some of you are in autumn phase, you need to move into winter phase, but I feel like it's for the winter phase people. Oh, I didn't realize. Under Star Ancestor, we do have a Sirius card. I didn't even realize. Messenger, Sirius energy, bringing harmony and balance. Again, holding space is what I just keep getting with that. Holding space, holding space, holding space. Okay, nice. I am going to pull some tarot cards. These two cards are now screaming at me. I want to pull cards on that. Okay. What am I going to call this? Judgment with the Hermit card. Hermit is definitely that winter energy. I mean, God, even look at the druid. He just looks like a sage, doesn't he? But this is coming on to Lord and Fire Guardian. Again, there's this restless energy that I feel with the wand. Like it's like, I even want to say it's almost like reverberating. It's like it's still charging. I don't know what I want to call it. Your ability to take action, the things you want to take action on. There's still information that needs to come forward. There's still almost like, yeah, I keep when it's like a charging that's like happening. Maybe it's just you that you're going through your own upgrades and what have you as you're in this like winter stage, right? There's going to be a time where you can utilize it, but you're just sitting there with the reverberating. Oh my God, he's holds a staff, right? But I keep seeing like holding. Anyway, Judgment with the Hermit card. This is a direct download. Okay, that's exactly what that is. Those are direct instructions. Basically coming through. It's also this higher calling and understanding what this higher calling is and understanding how to work within those parameters. You know, we are in Saturn Pisces now. Saturn Pisces asks us to say yes to devotion, asks us to say yes to Pisces, right? And how does that do that? Saturn will do that by either putting challenges in front of us or opportunities, both, right? So it's like people who are really ready to say yes to Pisces, which is isolation, it's higher calling energy, it's spirituality, it's faith, it's higher consciousness, it's being in the void, being in this place of interconnectedness. It's also about letting go. It's also about closing out cycles, right? It's also about finding peace and acceptance through suffering and loss, right? So it's about a lot of big, huge things. So for some people, that's going to be, and it's also about illness and healing. So for some, it might be very challenging, but for those of you where you're just ready to say yes to Pisces, this is going to be an amazing period of time. For those of you where you're kind of struggle with that and maybe even struggle to kind of look at the self and be very honest and reflective on all aspects of yourself, again, this concept of interconnectedness, which does include the shadow. We've done a shit ton of shadow work, right? If you're not ready for that, you're going to see some big truths about yourself and maybe go through some periods of suffering or loss to learn to embrace all of it, all that is everything in our existence, right? And accept Pisces in the process. But anyway, it's listening to all of that. Ooh, someone fanned out my head. Any other messages or insights? Temperance. Well, there's Sag. But Temperance, Judgment, Hermit, all three of these cards like really speak heavily of being in that place of interconnectedness and being able to listen not just to our intuition, but even like higher forces and beings and spirit teams and all of that, right? Can we walk the spiritual walk? Can we really do that? Can we be devoted to our faith? Can we be devoted to spirit? Can we really do that? Can we jump? Are we ready to jump? I say we're damn ready to jump, but yeah. All right. Ooh, the Lovers. Lovers, this is balance, merging as one as well, making choices that are aligned with this calling. Again, another very spiritual card. Hold on a second. By the way, all three of these cards have angels. Except for the Hermit, obviously. Well, that's why I said three. I just realized that. Sorry, my head is hurting now. Yeah, all three of these major arcana that are working with the Hermit, anybody in winter phase, angel, angel, angel. Not all the majors have angels. Just saying. Just saying. Wow. Oh, interesting. Didn't expect to see that card. I'll show you guys in a second. Moving past this. Oh, it's making my stomach not really happy. Eight of Wands, Five of Swords, and the Eight of Swords. I feel like it's referencing back to the autumn water guardian energy. I feel like it's referencing back to that. And the people who are in this phase, even, to just have love and compassion for them is definitely something that's coming through here. But there's also a Three of Swords energy with the Eight of Swords and the Five of Swords. To clear all that out, clear all that out, clear all that out, clear all that out, and to talk about it. If you're in autumn phase, talking about it will definitely help. If you are in winter phase and you're dealing with people in autumn phase, again, I really, really, really want to emphasize that space is very, very important. Okay. Just know that that's where they are. Just understand that's where they are, and that it's okay that that's where they are. But this definitely feels like a nice healing energy, though, and really moving past things with the Eight of Wands. And there's also movement, action that wants to be asked to be taken. This feels like the instructions. So remember what I was saying with like the Judgment card, right? It's like the higher calling, like it's like the instructions, the downloads. This is like the major to the minor, right? This is a little bit more of like the practical way to make these things happen. This is the download, the dream, the intuitive hit, if you will. And this is like, okay, how can I do that? Right? As above, so below. It's kind of triggering with the Five of Swords and the Eight of Swords. There's a trigger that I feel with that. Whatever this like Saturn Pisces energy that I'm talking about is going to ask of you, whatever is going to be asked of us to make this jump for transcendence, it's going to ask us to embrace Pisces, to embrace a devoted spiritual walk. That's what it's going to ask of us. And if we have any stuff that's going to get in the way, it's going to show itself. With that Five of Swords, Eight of Swords, there's a Three of Swords there. It's going to show itself. You're going to be so aware of your ego. Everyone's going to be way more aware of their ego and everyone else's ego in a way that we have not experienced before. But it's nice though, because like I said, it's like you can observe it better too, because you can see it clearer. You can like have a better understanding of it, that you can actually be even more detached from it and be like, oh, you're just an annoying little nimmer voice, right? I feel like this Eight of Swords energy is like just melting. There's literally like just a slow dissolution of fear that's going to be happening for some people. I mean, really, right? It's like they're showing me the split energy again. Remember I was saying like split, fractured? Hold on a second. Let me show you this. Look at this. Hermit is right in the middle. On the left, you have the minor. On the right, you have the majors. And Hermit is right in the middle. That split, the right in between, right? Higher realms, lower realms, you can even look at it that way, as above, so below. Needing to reconcile this split of jumping here from here even, right? Higher thinking, lower thinking, or versus lower thinking. You can look at this in so many different ways, and I encourage you to look at it in your own way, other than how I am speaking of it. But I'm just showing you. Just showing you. All right, on the bottom, strength, courage. Oh my, Knight of Swords. Sorry, it made my belly hot. Give me a second. Ooh, okay. First of all, Strength card is here for courage. Courage, literally strength, bravery, practice of will. Now, the fact that the Knight of Swords is underneath that, I feel like that's the ego. Definitely feel like that's the ego. The ego is going, be scared, be scared, be scared. Right? And you're like, I have more discipline than that. I have a lot more awareness than that. Shush, ego, shush. Underneath the Knight of Swords, 9 of Wands, 10 of Wands, Ace of Wands is there. 9, 10. What's the difference of that? 1. The Ace of Wands, that's like vibrating. You will take action in the way that you need to take action, in the time you need to take action, with appropriate divine guidance. Okay, there is no question. Don't let your ego make you anxious. Don't get distracted or pulled in by the of the ego telling you that you need to do things fast or impulsively or not in accordance with your inner knowing. Practice the discipline with that. Okay? And also, for those of you guys who are in winter space and you're dealing with people in autumn space, or maybe even like, again, detaching is happening, right? And then people who are like getting detached, if they start freaking out at you, right? Because they know detaching is happening, or maybe you actively were part of that where you could feel them leaving and then you're like, you just let it kind of dissolve. Practice that discipline, okay, when they freak out at you. All right. Wow, interesting. Okay. I don't think we need to pull any more cards. I think this is very clear. It's very interesting. It's very layered. Sorry for my weird stumbling in the beginning. This was just kind of a lot of 51:15 when I looked up at the camera. It was just kind of interesting energy to read of what's going on right now. So yeah, I hope you found this message well. It's really late here. It's like almost 2 o'clock in the morning. So I'm gonna go, but I love you guys, whether you're in autumn or you're in winter. I really feel like those are the only two groups that I could be really speaking to right now. Honestly, I'd be shocked if any of you were not in either of these phases, if you came across this randomly and you've been like wondering what's going on with you, right? But I wish you luck as we jump and transcend. And I will see you on the other side of the jump. Okay? Yeah, have a good night, guys. I'll see you later.